So let's rock and roll. Hello, everybody. My name is Lisa Crisali, and I am the co-founder of What Works Academy. I'm going to keep this super tight today, literally about 20 minutes, no fluff, all substance. Okay. And a quick reminder that everybody who stays on until the end will receive access to a free AI visibility audit for your business. Again, this is completely free, no catch. You'll want to be here for that. So let's go ahead and get started. So your SEO isn't broken. It is just obsolete. Yes, search has changed, and has changed not slowly, but literally overnight. And most businesses are still operating like it's 2022. But by the end of this presentation, you're going to understand exactly what has changed, why your current strategy may actually be working against you, and what to do about it starting today. Now, who here has heard of AEO? Who here has heard of AEO? You can go ahead and comment in the sections, give me a thumbs up or hands up. All right, I want to give you a moment there. Now, if your hand is not up, understand that you're not alone. Most business owners haven't heard this term yet. And that's actually good news for you, because the people who understand this first have a significant advantage. The ones who don't, they're losing ground right now, and they don't even know why. So AEO stands for Answer Engine Optimization. Let me say that again, Answer Engine Optimization. This is where traditional SEO was all about ranking on a results page in the past. AEO is all about being chosen as the answer by AI. So I want you to think ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Google's AI overviews, Perplexity. These tools don't just show a list of links. They give an answer. The question is whether that answer is going to be your business. So clicking links is dead. Okay, got to tell you this, clicking links is dead. Now, I want you to look at this chart. In 2022 right here, it showed we actually had 26% of searches ended without a click, right? Which means when you did a search, you would get an answer and you'd click on it, right? But this started back in 2022 that it started to decline. By 2024, that number hit 58.5%, no clicks. And as of right now, 6 months into 2026, 83% of all Google searches end without anyone clicking a single link. 83%. So that means if your entire marketing strategy is built on getting traffic from searches, you're fishing in a pond that is almost dry, because people are getting their answers directly from AI and then they're moving on. No website visits, no lead, no chance. Okay. So search changed literally overnight. Okay. Here's what this shift actually means in practice. Search is no longer about ranking for humans. Okay, it is about being trusted by AI agents. Those agents now decide which businesses get recommended, which businesses get cited, and which businesses get shown to potential clients. And businesses optimized for AI search see a 9 times higher conversion rates than traditional SEO alone. Now, this bar right here, this bar tells the story. Okay, the AI search engagement is 10.7 times higher than traditional Google SEO. The shift has already happened, you guys. The only question is whether your business is set up for it. Now, as I mentioned, recently, Google changed forever. Google search changed forever. It used to be, and again, you may or may not have noticed this, it used to be that when you would go to Google, it would say search, right? That's what it said here. You would go in and you'd type, search what you were looking for. Now, this isn't a prediction anymore. Google made another major move recently, continuing to push AI as the primary interface for search. Now, listen to these numbers. We have seen 1,391 AI model updates in the last 3 years. Now, compare that to only 12 major Google algorithm updates in the entire previous decade before. Now, the pace of change is unlike anything we've seen before, and it's continuing to accelerate. Waiting to adapt isn't a neutral decision anymore. It is literally falling behind. Now, if you'll notice, okay, this is how it used to look. Now, if you go into Google, don't do it right now, but the next time you go into Google, it now says Ask Google. It doesn't say search. It says Ask Google. Now, here's what it used to look like. This This slide shows exactly what changed. So on the left, this old model is where someone would type in 3 to 5 keywords. They'd get a list of blue links. They'd click around hoping to find what they needed. This is what it used to do. Just several weeks ago, this all changed. And the new ask on the right is the new model. So someone asks a full conversational question, something like, create a comprehensive digital marketing plan for a sustainable clothing brand targeting eco-conscious millennials. And Google just doesn't give them links anymore. It gives them a complete structured answer. Done. Okay. That's not a search engine anymore. That is what we call an answer engine. And because the businesses that show up in that answer, they aren't the ones with the most backlinks. They're the ones that AI has learned to trust. So traditional SEO is failing, okay, without AEO. Okay, so listen, don't take my word for this. Look at what's happening to the biggest names in content. So for example, right here, HubSpot, one of the most sophisticated content marketing machines on the planet, is currently down 80% in traffic. Look at this chart, boom, like complete drop off. They did SEO right, but for the old rules. Okay, look at this. This is what's just happened here just in the last few months. Now, Huffington Post is down over 33%. That is nearly 800 million visitors that are gone. Poof, right? Not because they stopped publishing, okay, but because AI stepped between them and their audience. And you guys, these aren't small operators who didn't know better. These are category leaders with massive teams and massive budgets, and it's happening to them. So the dominance now is gone, okay? The dominance is gone. We're talking, again, those early SEO movers had 20 years of compounding advantages. They had top rankings. They had massive traffic. They had authority that was nearly impossible to displace. That dominance is completely gone. And here's what's interesting. Their big budgets and large teams are actually a disadvantage for them right now. They're too slow to pivot. That's the window. Nimble businesses that move fast on AEO now are building the kind of AI authority that will be just as hard to displace 5 years from now as Google rankings were 5 years ago. Okay, so again, you are in a key position here. So search results with AI overviews have increased 12 times, over 12 times in the last 9 months. You guys can see this right here. The data on this is unambiguous. AI overviews in search results have grown more than 12 times. Like you can see this right here. In some data sets, they now appear in over 60% of all searches. Now, Google has moved past the testing phase, okay? They're treating AI overviews as the primary interface for US searches. We estimated, okay, this was just a little bit ago, just a few months ago, we estimated it was going to take 6 months to hit 50% of search. And it actually happened in under 3 months. Under 3 months, the acceleration is real. So let's talk about this myth versus fact. Okay, myth versus fact. Good SEO does not equal good AEO. So this is the belief that's quietly hurting businesses right now. The assumption that if your SEO is solid, you're probably covered for AI search too. While it feels logical, it's wrong. Okay, good SEO does not lead to good AEO. And in fact, a lot of what made a site well optimized for traditional search is actively working against you in the AI era. Now, let me ask you this. Are you blocking certain crawlers? Okay, it used to be smart with SEO, you would block certain crawlers. Like, what about specific robots.txt configurations? Those were set and forgotten years ago. Canonical structures that made sense in 2019, now they're all pointing AI in the wrong direction. I'm going to share a little bit more with you in just a second on what that means. The relationship runs the other way though. Here's a key. Good AEO improves your SEO. Okay, get clear on this. Good AEO improves your SEO because SEO is now incorporating AEO signals, and the AI algorithms are doing more and more of the ranking work. This means that if you keep optimizing for the old model, you don't plateau, you are actually going to decline. Now, AEO amplifies the results. So when AEO is done correctly, the results aren't gradual, they compound. So this chart shows what happens to visibility when AI engines start recognizing your site as a trusted source. The climb is fast and it sustains. And we're not talking about a 6-month content strategy where you wait and hope. We're talking about measurable shifts in AI visibility within weeks of the right optimizations being in place. So what are those optimizations? Well, there's 4 core optimizations that AEO Elite does. Okay, there are 4 core ones. So what does AEO actually involve? Well, let's talk about them. Number 1 is technical optimization. So making sure that AI can read, crawl, and trust your site. Okay. There's content optimizations, which is structuring your content so AI engines recognize it as the authoritative answer. There is AI optimization, which is tuning the specific signals that large language models, LLMs, use to evaluate credibility. And then last but not least, local profile optimization, because AI-driven local search is its own opportunity that most businesses are completely missing. Think of this as this is your Google My Business, okay? Now, we've run this system across hundreds of clients. And before I tell you what's possible, let me show you what we actually find when we look under the hood. So we recently ran an AEO audit on a group of 30 event attendees. So in fact, I did this actual presentation to a group of 30 businesses, okay? These are similar to those of you in this room right now, real businesses, real websites, and the data is consistent across every single time that we do this, okay? So let me show you what we found. Now, what we did is we actually got their website URLs the night before. We knew who was going to be attending, and we got these 30 URL websites. So let's see what we found. I want you to just give me a guess. I want you to pop into the chat. How many AEO blockers do you think that we found across those 30 websites? So I want you to just drop a number in there. Like just pull some number out of your head. So there's 30 businesses. Out of those 30 businesses, how many AEO blockers were found across those different websites? I see 100 here. Hold on, let's see here. I see 100. I see 400. Let's see here. Okay, keep putting those in there. Okay, I want you to put in your guess. So check this out. Okay, I want you to check out this number. Out of 30 businesses in the room, and we ran these audits for those 30 businesses, there were 178,784 individual AEO blockers. Okay, these are not warnings. These are not suggestions. These are active barriers between their content and the AI engines deciding who gets recommended. And that's an average of nearly 6,000 blockers per business. And most of them had absolutely no idea. So let's talk about the 3 main blockers, okay? I want to give you a really key idea of what these are. So blocker number 1 is that you're blocking AI crawlers, okay? You're blocking those AI crawlers. So out of that room of 30 businesses, the first blocker and the most common one is that your site is actually actively telling AI not to look at it. So 60% of that room is blocking those LLM crawlers outright. 93% had that robots.txt file. They had issues that restricted the AI access. And here's the part that really stings. This is almost always happens because someone did SEO correctly, but for the old rules, because blocking certain bots used to be the best practice. That robots.txt file, it was configured years ago and never touched again. The rules changed, but the settings didn't. And now the AI bots, they cannot see you. They cannot see that website at all. Okay, blocker number 1. Blocker number 2 is that your pages aren't visible to AI. They're just not visible at all. So even when AI can technically access your website, it often can't read what's there. So the majority of businesses that we audit have pages that AI engines simply cannot index. Okay, that's what they do. They go out and they index. So 67% of them had what are called 300 redirect errors. That means the crawlers follow a trail that leads nowhere. Think of this as like you go out hiking in the woods and you're out on a trail and all of a sudden the trail just ends. Right? It just stops. Okay, that's what a 300 redirect error is. And when those AI gets on there and it goes nowhere, boom, they pop. 53% of them had 400 level broken page errors. You guys have seen this before, the 404 page errors. Those are dead ends that AI hits and then boom, they pop right off. So every one of those errors is a piece of content that might as well just not exist. Okay. Now, blocker number 3 is that your technical foundation is actually broken. So the foundation itself, we found that 20% of the room, 20% had sitemaps that the AI engines couldn't process at all. That is, the roadmap is there, but AI can't read it. Like, again, think of this as like you're getting the instructions in Polish, but you only speak English, okay? You got the instructions, but you can't read it, right? So it's no good to you, you pop off. So 80% of those were also pointing to AI, we're pointing the AI to the wrong, what's called canonical URL. That means even when the AI tries to find the authoritative version of your page, you're sending it somewhere else. That canonical URL is very, very important. And if it's not leading in the right direction, it's gone. Okay, it's going somewhere else. Your credibility signals are then scattered, and then the AI moves on. Okay. So those are the 3 things. So I'm going to share with you today, and I want you to have your notepad ready right now. I'm going to share with you now one thing that you can do today. Okay. One thing that you can do today after we end here. Okay. Before I get into the audit, because I want to give you something that you can act on. Okay. Right now, the single fastest AEO win available to any business is adding a keyword rich, what we call FAQ section, frequently asked questions section, to your website. Now, you may already have one, okay, but I'm going to go over the details here on how important this is to be structured properly. AI engines are specifically designed to surface direct answers to questions. So an FAQ section structured the right way gives them exactly what they're looking for. So I'm going to give you some homework here because you can build this afternoon. And AI engines will actually start recognizing it within days. This is going to be your homework, and I'm going to go over this in detail, and I want you to take notes here. It's a taste of how different AEO thinking is from traditional SEO, okay? Now, how do you do this? Again, you may already have an FAQ section, so I want you to go in and examine it. If you don't, here's how you do it. You're going to write 5 to 7 questions that your clients actually ask you. I want you using their words, not jargon. Don't be using the big, industry jargon here. It's really important. And then you're going to answer each question in 2 to 3 clear sentences with specific facts and numbers. And then you're going to put this on your site as visible content with Q&A headings. So as an example, I'm going to give you a good example and a bad example. I do not want you to do this. So let's say you have a question that says, what services do you offer? Do not do this. We provide comprehensive financial planning solutions for individuals and families. No, okay? That's not going to do you any good. That is a waste of time and money and energy and space, okay? Here's how you structure this. All right, question. So Q, how much does a financial advisor cost? Now, this is a common question. People are going to ask this question. Answer, most fee-only advisors charge between $1,500 to $3,000 per year, or 0.05% to 1% of assets under management. At our firm, our average client has $500,000 to $2 million in assets, and our fees start at blank dollars. Okay, that is a powerful Q&A that AI is going to look for. So it is specific, it's factual, it answers the real question. And then that is what AI cites. So again, you can do this today. AI engines will start picking it up within days. However, and I want to make this really clear, remember this, there are 2 parallel universes running here, okay? There's one universe where humans go to your website. This is where, these are one-offs. They're going to, maybe they saw you speak at an event and they're going to go there and they're going to check your website and they're going to look. And that's going to answer questions for them, right? That's great. But those are one-offs, okay? The other universe is where the bots go to your website. So even if your FAQs are added to your site or you already have them, if you're blocking the bots, they're never going to be able to see them in the first place. So the other pieces that I just talked about earlier, if you have any of those 3 blockers, and there's actually more than 3, but if you have any of those 3 blockers, those bots are never even going to get to your FAQ section at all. So the first step is to fix the blockers. Okay, that's the very first step. Okay. However, this is something that you can do today, and it will start getting results. Okay, if the blockers allow them to get through. So here's where we're at today. I want you to grab your no-cost AEO visibility audit today. Okay, based on everything that we just walked through, there is a very good chance that your site has blockers that we haven't looked at yet, and we want to help you fix that. Now, when you again, this FAQ is your quick win. The audit is going to show you everything else. So we're going to tell you, okay, exactly what's blocking you from ranking on answer engines. We're going to show you exactly how to fix every single blocker, and we're going to show you a way to check where you stand. So when you scan this code, you're going to fill out a very quick form. It takes less than 60 seconds. You're going to put in your information, and most importantly, you're going to put in your website on here, okay? Then once you submit that, it's going to take you to a landing page to book your call with us, okay? So we're going to walk you through on that call everything that we found. So you're going to see exactly what's blocking you from the ranking, as I mentioned. We're going to show you exactly how to fix all the blockers and exactly where you stand. So understand, this is a real audit. It is not a generic report. It's specific to your site. It's specific to your business. It's specific to your blockers. So scan the code. You're going to fill out the form. You're going to grab a time on our calendar. This is a no pressure call. This is to review your audit, to review your report. Okay. The audit is free. The call is free. And by the end of it, you're going to know more about your AI visibility than most businesses will ever find out. Okay. So again, super clear. Now, you might be thinking, well, I already have an SEO company. Great. Quick note for you, those of you who are thinking that. Does this apply to you? Yes. And here's why. AEO is not a replacement for your SEO. It is a layer on top that makes it work in the new search landscape. So the audit that we do with you is going to show you exactly what your current SEO setup covers and what it doesn't. And so you can take that report, you could bring it to your next meeting with them, and you're going to have information that they probably don't have yet. So go ahead, scan the code, let's hop on a call. And you guys, grab this audit, because here's what's important. The businesses that set this up first in their market are going to own the AI citations. So once AI learns to trust a source, that trust compounds. It's going to continue to come back to you over and over again. Just like early Google rankings did, this first mover window is available now. It's open right now, but it's not going to stay open indefinitely. Those of you who start making these changes now are going to get ahead of your competitors. So go ahead, scan the code, confirm your site. Let's see where you stand, and let's get you in front of the people who already are searching for exactly what it is that you do, okay? Get that in there. Let's get you showing up now. Let's get you in front of your competitors. Again, this is a simple process. We can start seeing results in literally weeks, okay? Literally weeks, not the old SEO days where it took 6 months to 12 months to start seeing results. This can happen very, very quickly. Again, we'll give you the report whether you work with us. We hope you do. We've been doing this. We have great success with this. We can make it happen very, very quickly, or you can take the report and do with it what you may. All right. We look forward to talking to you on that audit, on that scan review for you, and we will see you on the call. Thanks so much. Have a great day, and go do that homework.